What's up guys, back in a new vid, and guys, today I'm making a video, kind of like a video essay, pointing out that humanity never changed in The Last of Us. Even when the world has ended, humans succumb to the true violent natures, even when laws and orders are not present, and it all comes down to the goodness or badness of heart a person has. Humanity is still the same. Throughout both games, all we see is violence, people with no morals, and even killing without remorse. But throughout both games, I tend to notice that humanity is still the same. Let me explain. In the first game, we see Fedra, which is the remaining government, still trying to keep order even when a virus is still rampant. People still doing things considered illegal, and children being in schools even when it seems it doesn't matter because humanity is never going back to the way it was. Humanity in The Last of Us still is like today. Even Ellie mentioning in the second game, her and Riley had a 6th grade teacher, which means that children still have a K-12 lifestyle, even when it seems nothing matters anymore because the chances of staying alive or being alive the next day is slim to none. Just because the world they live in, we still see people try and make the old way of life continue. And we even see how when it's in the car with Joel and she has the nudie magazine, or in the second game at the beginning, we see Ellie being a total teenager, just wanting her alone time when she's drawing, listening to music, and then Joel walks in to talk to Ellie after the conversation he had with Tommy about what he did to rescue her, basically. And it's just Joel talking to Ellie, playing the guitar for her. There's moments like that, or how in part 2, kids are just having a snowball fight. Or in the latest scene of the game for Last of Us Part 2, the remastered version, the children are playing a game where they'll pretend to be a clicker. This just makes children seem so much more realistic. Even when the world is ended, children still make a game out of things that are actual problems that kill people. Or how Dina has to hold her tongue while swearing and telling the children to not tell their moms. Even when the world is ended, or not necessarily ended, just humanity is in a different state and their way of life has to change, mothers still don't want their children hearing foul language, even though they have a huge chance of dying tomorrow. It's just moments like these in a game filled with so much depression, despair, hopelessness. We still see children being children, even though most kids probably don't even live past the age of 12 in this world. That's if they haven't been tortured or infected first with no hope for the future. The innocence of adolescence is still rampant. Even Ellie trying to lighten the mood in serious situations with her jokes. Children would still be children, even in the darkest of hours. Children have had to kill people. They've had to watch their families die. They've seen the gruesomest things. And yet, just seeing all this, they still don't know about algebra, how to read, never had the sex talk. Kids are still the same future, the same way they are now. In the second game, in Jackson, we see how humanity is still the same and having a sense of normality inside the walls. The town has gatherings, they have laws, they trade with each other, like we see in the beginning of the game. They all have housing, no poverty or homelessness. Even in the deleted scenes of the game, we see in The Last of Us Part 2 remastered, teenagers still hook up, find love, just like in real life, like sneaking away at parties and stuff like that. Or the way Dina and Ellie joke and flirt with each other, or how Jesse and Ellie joke with each other. Abby and Lev even joke with each other about strawberries. I like how Abby says if they find the fireflies, they'll celebrate with strawberries, but if they don't, they'll console themselves with strawberries, while Abby smirks. Even though these people have killed people, done horrible things, these things are just normal for them, but that doesn't change the fact that they're human. Just like children killing and infected is normal for them, but not knowing where babies come from is just the new normal now. But my favorite joke was when Ellie told Jesse that Joel told her that, is when Ellie is saying that Joel thought she had a crush on Jesse, and Jesse's reaction being, so I guess your type isn't Asians. And they joke like this knowing each day could probably be their last. Or how in the logbook everyone makes fun of a character whose name I forgot's mom, and they do all this having a sense of morality, all without killing each other. Even with Abby's side of the game, at the wolf base, they have children, schools, old people, stores, food being grown and served, farming, shooting ranges, cars, housing, communities, and they do all this without killing each other also. Just the little things like this just reminds us that even with violence and no morals, humanity is still just the same. Think about it like this: the world, the people, and the landmarks and the cities are still around. It's just less people occupying them, and those places being abandoned. The world is very much in the same space as it was 20 years ago. It's just the humans that are still alive now have to change the way they live and go about the world. Humanity is still the same, but the only thing that's really changed is the cordyceps virus. If people still choose to, they can do all their fighting. They can even maybe get jobs, and instead of you see it in Jackson, or go to the beach having fun, just doing simple stuff, even like drinking coffee, which is something Joe enjoys. Nothing has really changed. The world of The Last of Us is still the same as our world. It's a virus that infects their world, and at the end of the day, both our world and their world still goes around. It's just since the government and laws all humanity agrees on is gone, so now humans have to start over and rebuild the way humanity is by making their own governments and laws while still fighting one another. Basically, they just went back in time. There are no aliens, no monsters, no made-up entity that could destroy the world like Darkseid from DC Comics. It's just a sickness that changed the way humans live and have to adapt. Humans are literally the same. It's just word for word. What if a virus or some new kind of sickness, not from some alien or monster like we would see in a movie, just a sickness that came to be and how humanity would tackle it. This game is just the realest what if ever, and we still see things like humans having emotions like depression, happiness, or guilt. The only thing different is just lack of security. Other than that, nothing is different from this world in our world. National landmarks are still there, electricity is still there, modern medicines are still there. Nothing is really different except there's less of humanity alive and a virus. That's it. What I think The Last of Us really means is the last of who's left from the worldwide pandemic that's still going on. This game to me isn't really a post-apocalyptic story. It's more like a virus that took most of the world out, and this is all that's left. And this what humanity will be like, the remaining of humanity. This game really shows the progression of the world from the beginning and how the world came to be and how the world will be. Although humanity and the government collapsed from the virus, making everyone take 2 steps back, everyone just had to take 3 steps forward into building a better world. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the vid, hit that like button, subscribe. That being said, peace out.